You're watching the Daily Dodge pregame show.
Good evening from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin for a WIAA Division II Regional Final here on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. The Wauwatosa West Spartans are in town to take on the Beaver Dam Golden Beavers alongside Mike Tronson. I'm Corey Sparks, happy to be here with this one. And Mike, you just made the drive over here. You've got a doubleheader today coming off the Pewaukee Beaver Dam game. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Tough one for the Beaver Dam girls today, as you heard that they fell in their Division II sectional final to Pewaukee, a very, very good Pewaukee team, 77-61. Congratulations to Braden Wendt and the Beaver Dam girls on an outstanding season. It's tough when you lose in a game of that magnitude, but they have a lot to be proud of as they finish the season 21-7. And Braden Wendt, outstanding job in his first year as head coach.
Yeah, how about that? Taking over a really dominant program. All due credit to him. We do want to remind you that when you're faced with a challenge, how you respond determines the real winners. Rural Mutual believes there's something more important than just winning or losing a game. They believe that the team, school, and fans who support their athletes with dignity and class are the true champions. Rural Mutual is the proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Insurance Sportsmanship Award since it started back in 1965. From football to volleyball to soccer to tennis, the award recognizes more than team sportsmanship. It recognizes that sportsmanship matters in your community as well. Visit ruralmutual.com/WIAA and see how our team and your community can work together to be true champions. And of course, a huge shout out to our high school sponsors, our presenting video sponsors. That's Hometown Glass and Improvement, Columbus Family Dental, and the Beaver Dam Unified School District. High school sports on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam are also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings, Kladowski Real Estate, Slumberland, Silica for your home, Summit Ford, Beaver Dam Tire and Service, and Mayville Tire and Service, Surefire, Richards Insurance, Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Park Village Shopping Center, Preferred Dental Partners, Jerry's Automotive, Air Care, Napleton GM Beaver Dam, and White Construction. Mike, we've got quite the matchup. This is a Beaver Dam team that has kind of played as the smaller of two in the majority of their matchups this year, but I talked to Tim Ladron a couple of hours ago. They have not seen a team like this, especially of their size.
I think we'd be safe in saying that most teams have not seen a squad like Wauwatosa West. There are college teams that don't have the height that this Trojan squad has. Their starters go, and I'm roughly 6'1", 6'4", 6'4", 6'5", and 6'11", I believe it is. It's absolutely incredible, and there's two Division I recruits on this team.
Yeah, this team is absolutely insane, and we look at the freshman in Jalen Brown, too. We'll bring up all these glorious names who have had great seasons and are looking to get a regional final just as Beaver Dam is. Jalen Brown's a freshman who should be seeing some Division I looks as well. Wauwatosa West is fresh off of a 76-45 victory over Baraboo last night. They took care of business by shooting 54% from the field. All 16 players saw minutes, and that was the same thing for Beaver Dam. The entire roster pretty much cleared out. I don't want to say I wouldn't expect that today. This could teeter either way, but it should be a pretty competitive ball game.
Well, you'd like to think so. But you look at the records, and they're very similar. Beaver Dam is 18-7. Wauwatosa West is 17-8. So very similar records. It's a 2-3 matchup. Beaver Dam the 2 seed, Tosa West the 3 seed. Where I caution people is when you look at that Wauwatosa West record, let's remember something. They're in a conference, the Greater Metro Conference, that has a lot of Division I schools in it. So they play up a lot during the season. I mean, you look at that Greater Metro Conference, Marquette, Germantown, Sussex Hamilton, Brookfield Central, Brookfield East, Menominee Falls, Tosa East, and West Allis Hale. So they play some very stiff competition. Now, having said that, Beaver Dam is also battle-tested. I would put the Badger Large up against pretty much any conference in the state. So, yes, on paper, I think we have the chance for a pretty competitive game. The question is going to be, can Beaver Dam overcome the lack of height in this one?
And that's been the story pretty much all year long. This is a Beaver Dam team that we won't say doubted, but they weren't projected to put together the season they've put forward this year. 18-7 overall. They were picked to finish 6th in the Badger Large. They took 3rd against a Wauwatosa team that, like you said, Mike, battle-tested. They've played some rigorous competition for sure. Folks, we will step aside for a 2-minute break, and then we will hear from Beaver Dam head coach Tim Ladrin. Before coming back, this is Wauwatosa West and Beaver Dam, a regional final for Division II on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
Are you ready for peace of mind? Chad Guzzi here, owner of Air Care in Beaver Dam. If you're tired of unexpected repair bills, you want to sign up for our Total Care plan. It ensures top performance and prolonged life of your heating and air conditioning equipment. Air Care's Total Care customers receive annual inspections as well as a reduced maintenance rate plus a 10% discount on all service repairs. Air Care, big enough to serve you, small enough to care. 920-356-8860.
Hi, this is Dr. Adam Forster at Columbus Family Dental. If you've been unhappy with your smile, it's time that you come and see us. Our team of doctors are waiting to help you get your smile back. We'll take the time to talk with you and treat you like a member of our family, not just another number. Whether it's a whole mouth makeover or simply a little tweak, we'll find the right solution that fits you. For your free, no-pressure consultation, call us today at 623-5559.
Cheer. Now cheer louder. Any accomplishment worth doing is worth doing with all your heart and soul. The entire team at Hometown Glass and Improvement knows that dedication, time, and respect can lead to greatness. When practicing free throws, running for a touchdown, or installing new windows and doors, it is commitment to something larger than oneself that creates a legacy. So keep cheering for your hometown team. Hometown Glass and Improvement online at hometownglass.com.
Jerry's Automotive in Beaver Dam is a champion of our local schools. Team up with Jerry's Automotive by pumping your gas at their Spirit Pump, where 2 cents of every gallon is donated to a local school each month. Jerry's Automotive also provides exceptional vehicle service and repairs and a great selection of convenience items. Visit Jerry's Automotive Center WI.com and on Facebook. Jerry's Automotive, 700 North Spring Street in Beaver Dam, across the street from Beaver Dam Food Pride.
You're watching the Daily Dodge Pregame Show.
Our pregame coverage of the Division II Boys Basketball Regional Final continues on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. I'm here with Beaver Dam head coach Tim Ladrin ahead of his team's matchup against Wauwatosa West tonight. Coach, let's just start with what you saw yesterday. I mean, we've talked about projections and expectations for this season. Well, now you guys are 18-7 and hosting a regional final. How do you get here?
It's a great question. I think, everything starts with our senior kids. JT, Jack, and Cameron have been great leaders this year for us. And then, we've had a lot of guys, everybody's, buying into what we're trying to do. We had a great off season to put us here. I know there's some people out there that didn't think this group would be that good, but I think inside our own locker room, we thought we had a chance to be pretty solid. And our guys have bought into it. We've had a little bit of ups and downs throughout the year, but our guys are resilient. And, I think, we're playing really good basketball right now.
Let's talk about your 1-2 punch in the backcourt. JT Call was Mr. Do-It-All yesterday. I see him grabbing offensive boards, getting his own rebounds, going in the corner, sinking a three right after, facilitating as per usual. And then you and I talked about a month and a half ago about EJ Salatel, now 2 years removed from that ACL injury, and he's playing with so much swagger. Could you just talk about how your backcourt really stood up and showed out yesterday?
Yeah, JT's having one of the best seasons anybody's ever had in our program's history. He's going to end up in the top 10 for a season in points, rebounds, steals, and deflections, and assists. So he's had a tremendous year. He does a little bit of everything for us. Obviously, he shot the ball awfully well last night, but he's certainly a more willing distributor. And he's just been kind of our leader on and off the floor. And I couldn't say enough great things about JT and what he's done for us. And EJ, he keeps coming into his own. He's, originally kind of a shooter last year, and now he can score at all three levels. And defensively, he's doing a really good job too. So, yeah, when those two guys are rolling, it certainly helps, but it also opens up things for everybody else.
I would say JT started the party, but then I saw some of your underclassmen doing it as well, diving out of bounds, scrapping for rebounds, those high motor plays. You don't usually see a team like Portage, fresh off of their upset against Sauk Prairie, have their will broken in the second half. But what can you say about the guys who were just willing to go the extra mile on some of those loose balls?
Yeah, and that's, it always starts on the defensive end. And then when you can go get 50-50 balls like that and be diving on the floor and willing guys to do that, not only does it get us a possession, but it's that energy punch that you kind of need. And we got a lot of guys that are willing to do those things. They got off to a quick little start on us, hit a couple of long threes early, and then defensively we were able to do a good job of locking them up and create some turnovers, and as you mentioned, diving on the floor, getting a few loose balls and turning those into some transition points and really getting us going.
The phrase heart over height, I'm sure you've heard of it. That's one that kind of describes this team's whole season. It's really going to need to be applied tonight. So what conversations were you having with the guys as they get set to play Kai Rogers and this lengthy Wauwatosa West team tonight?
Yeah, and that's kind of what we said, too. I mean, everybody knows about Kai at 6'11", and, certainly a high major Division I kid. But then they're 6'5", 6'5", 6'4", 6'3", 6'4" off the bench. So there's all kinds of size out there. And, one of the things we talked about this morning was just wrap your head around just how long they are. And the sooner you're able to wrap your head around it, the sooner we'll be able to handle it. And, so we know that that's an issue. We face a lot of long, teams in the Badger North, physical teams, but not with this type of length. So we're going to have to be really smart with the ball, understanding that some of those passes that might be there normally aren't going to be there. Some of our attacks to the rim aren't going to be there. We know that. We understand that, and we're going to try to make some adjustments to handle some of those things.
A little bit of overlap between Tosa West and the Badger Large. They took on Milton earlier this year, beat them by 20. Did you take a look at that matchup at all and kind of see how the Red Hawks approach them?
Yeah, we did. I mean, that was a game that was early in the year, but certainly Milton, from a size standpoint, is similar to us. We took a look at a lot of their films, and but Milton was certainly one of them we took a look at, and they did some different things. I think we're gonna come up with a couple different things too to try to negate some of their height, but eventually you can do a lot of that stuff. You still got to be able to force them to take a shot that maybe they don't want to take. Then you got to rebound it, and that's where we got to be really, really good. We got to be physical. We got to get bodies on guys and understand that they're going to be able to jump over us and get rebounds. So we've got to be really physical and keep bodies on them.
And Coach, you kind of touched on this with your three seniors this year, Mendoza, Jens, and Call. What have those guys meant to you, and how much are you really going to need them tonight? Yeah,
their leadership on and off the floor has been as good as I've had in a group in my 16 years. I couldn't say enough good things about these guys. They're just so, they've done so much, not just this year, but for our program as a whole. All three guys are 4-year letter winners for us. Tonight, regardless of the outcome, will be their last home game at the field house. And tonight we're going to have to rely on them, and they've been around the block with a lot of varsity action. They're going to have to, kind of be our calming influences tonight when, we know Tosa West is going to make runs. We think we're capable of making runs as well. They're going to have to help us take care of the basketball, rebound it. They're really, really good defensive players. That's going to be a big factor tonight, and our ability to hang in there with their height and their athleticism.
Alrighty, Coach Ladderno, I appreciate you taking the time as per usual, and best of luck against Tosa West in that regional final tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Either the Golden Beavers or the Spartans will be regional champions for the second time in 3 years. Tip-off from the BDHS Fieldhouse is up next on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
Chris Kladowski Real Estate. As a realtor, there is such joy in driving past one of our clients' houses that is now the place they call home. Be it a first-time home buyer, a relocation to our community, or someone upsizing or downsizing. We are passionate about the place you call home and meeting your wants and needs each step of the way. We sell the houses, you make it a home. Questions? Give us a call, 920-219-9212. Kladowski Real Estate, your trusted real estate advisors.
You're watching the Daily Dodge pregame show.
Welcome back to the BDHS Fieldhouse here on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV. National Anthem is coming up, and then we will have starting lineups for Wauwatosa West and Beaver Dam. Very nicely done. I will say, Mike, I miss the pep band. That always brings an extra little flavor to the arena right before tip-off. All right, so we will begin with Wauwatosa West. Number 5, a junior guard and one of 2 Division I recruits on this starting 5. It's Jake Hansen. Number 11, a senior guard, is going to be Tyler Basil. Number 12, a 6'11" junior guard, Kai Rogers, coming off of a usual day at the office. 24 points and how about 7 blocks on the evening last night. Number 21, a sophomore forward, Matthew Clossley. And number 24, a freshman guard, that's Jalen Brown, who should see some Division I calls coming pretty soon with the way that he has been playing. Christopher Neubauer leads this 17-8 team out of the Greater Metro Conference. It is his 4th season at the helm. Interesting thing with this Wauwatosa West team, first season at the helm for Neubauer, they go 5-20. They have been 51-27 since, and it's largely due to the youth movement they have going on not too far from here. We now look over at the Beaver Dam Golden Beavers heading into this regional final. The second time they've been in this position over the course of the last 3 years. Number 4, a sophomore guard shooting 40% from beyond the arc, is E.J. Salatel. Number 10, a senior forward, Jack Jens. Number 12, a senior guard, fresh off of a 26-point performance. That's a team high, J.T. Call. And number 13, a junior guard, Parker Stobie. Number 24 rounds out the starting 5 for the Beaver Dam Golden Beavers, senior forward Cameron Mendoza. The Golden Beavers 18-7 this season out of the Badger Large. They finished 3rd of 8 above their projection and are led by Tim Ladrin. Had his 200th win a couple of years ago, a legend in the building, and looking to take this team to a sectional semifinal for the second time in the last 3 years. Should be a good one, Mike.
Winner of this game, as you said, will head to the sectional semifinal next Thursday and take on either Pewaukee or Milwaukee Lutheran. Now, that game is scheduled as of right now to be held in this gym. However, if Beaver Dam wins, they cannot host.
Right.
So that game will have to be moved if Beaver Dam gets the win tonight. Obviously, we'll find out over the next hour and a half or so, but it's going to be either Pewaukee or Milwaukee Lutheran for the winner of this one.
That's a 1-5 matchup going on the other end of this bracket. Speeding and reckless driving are leading causes of injuries and deaths on Wisconsin roads. Whether you're an athlete or a spectator, control your drive on the roads to keep all travelers safe. Don't speed, don't be reckless. 0 in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. For those of you on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, Wauwatosa West traveling in the black unis and the white lettering and numbering. Beaver Dam in their usual whites. They've got green lettering and numbering and gold trim as they meet at the BD logo in the middle.
Don't forget, you can send us an email during the broadcast. We'd love to hear from you. sports@dailydodge.com. You know the drill. We'll take your name, where you're from, who you're cheering for. Maybe you want to say hello to Aiden Voigt or Corey Sparks.
Kai Rogers and JT Call, 2 12s, varying in size by about 10 inches, meet in the middle. Rogers wins it. And the freshman Jalen Brown takes it across the timeline. Over to Basil on the right wing. He swings top of the key to Hansen. Hansen inside out. It's back to Brown. He uncorks an 18-footer. That's off the mark. Cameron Mendoza grabs it. Much to the pleasure of the Golden Beaver student section.
Beaver Dam got off to a great start last night. They need that again here tonight. They cannot fall behind early.
Absolutely. They were down 6-2 and then went on a 15-0 run. Never looked back. E.J. Salatel, head fake from the top of the key. Goes to the far corner. Here's call. Jack Jens, little head fake from the top of the key. He takes his spot. Swing out to Mendoza right wing. Handoff pass to Call. Mendoza sets the screen. Little give and go. 24. Had a wide open three. That's usually not what he'll opt for. He'll go to Jens, top of the key. 45 seconds gone. Back out to Mendoza right wing. Works to the high post. He looks in for Call. Call kicks far corner. Jens triple. Air ball.
He with too much mustard on. He missed it too strong.
Maybe a little of that adrenaline, right?
You can get too amped up. It is possible to get too amped up going into a game.
Beaver Dam going to try and dial things in. 1:10 gone. Ball goes inside.
Great defense on Rogers. He was triple teamed.
Batted away. That seems to be the plan so far. We haven't seen Rogers really by himself with this Wauwatosa West offense. Call thought about a left wing three. There's a little jab step, spins back around. Looks inside for Stobie. Kick out three. Salatel off front iron. Brown grabs it and will move up court. He's looking for Clossley and he goes in for Kai Rogers. We're going to see a lot of that today. If you give him a wide open lane, he will take it and he will flush it 2-0 Tosa West early.
Yeah, it goes without saying he can play above the rim, and he will do that as he just showed.
JT Call, 18-footer, looking for a response. That rims out. And once again, Rogers with the board. Here's Brown, downhill, left hand. He's sweet with it.
Well, that's a nice finger roll there for Brown.
Freshman averaging 14.5 points per game. Kind of that tertiary option behind Hansen and, of course, Rogers, who started us off with a one-handed slam. 15:45 to play here in the first, 4-0. The Trojans lead. Mendoza at the top of the circle, skates off the BD logo. Thought about a handoff to Stobie, gives it to Call instead. Nice swings to the left wing. Here's Jens, closely guarded by Brown. Elbows flying, back to Mendoza, top of the key. Mendoza whips inside to Call, and he gets it to go. The back door was open, Mike.
That was a great pass. I mean, you talk about threading the needle. Mendoza finds JT Call, and they work the high-low game to perfection.
And that high-low game is going to take some guts today when you have 6'11" Kai Rogers down there. Three ball is off the mark from a left wing. That was Basil on the attempt. And here comes Call. Bounce pass to Salatel. Thought about a near corner three. Goes high post, kicks out. Mendoza, top of the key, banks it in.
Mendoza averages just under 6 a game. He's not a prolific three-point shooter, but he will occasionally step out and do just that.
Sometimes you got to get creative, and the perimeter offense is something that was phenomenal yesterday. It's going to need to be just as good, if not better, tonight against this much larger Wauwatosa West team. Here's Rogers, triple teamed inside. Looking over for Basil. He goes up with it.
A tough shot with a couple of defenders right in his grill, and he was able to muscle it up and in. These guys are tough.
6-5, Trojans over the Golden Beavers. 3.5 minutes gone here in the first half. Call operates from a left wing, goes right to left, goes into the low block, now back out to Jens left wing. He hands off to Mendoza, top of the key. Trying to hand off to Stobie, gives him a ball screen and the ball, and Stobie will carry him back to the top of the key. Now over to Salatel, left wing. Salatel takes the screen from Jens, thought about an 18-footer, goes far side to Mendoza. And there's a matchup to definitely watch. Kai Rogers trying to swarm him. Backdoor cut by Call, but the pass was behind him. Here comes Hansen in the open floor. Left-handed lay is pure. Jake Hansen gets on the board.
Yeah, turnovers, got to protect the rock. It goes without saying because they're going to burn you in transition if you turn it over.
Absolutely. Anything other than crowding that lane and, allowing that half-court set to get set. It's going to be tough for Beaver Dam. 8-5, Tosa West on top with 13:40 remaining here in the first half. Handoff from Jens to Call. He'll back into the logo. Jalen Brown on him. Salatel, triple off the front of the iron.
Salatel and Call were tremendous last night. They combined for 13 of Beaver Dam's 15 three-pointers. Starting off a little cold tonight, though.
Yeah, that backcourt has been huge for this team all year, and they played arguably their most complete game together last night. There's Klosky, top of the key, goes to the right wing. That's Basil. 15-footer is pure from Klosky.
We're spreading it around. That is now 5 different players that have scored for Tosa West. I mean, they have a ton of weapons. They can burn you in a lot of different ways.
Pretty good division of labor, right? Like everybody's
Yes.
getting involved. 10-5, 12:50 to play in the first half. Here's Jens from the left wing, now guarded by Brown. Excuse me, that was Klosky on him. Salatel backs into the BD logo once again. Basil is his assignment. Hands off to Stobie. Goes between the legs, takes a high screen at the top of the key from Mendoza. Takes it again and goes far side to Jens. Now back to the top of the key to reset with Mendoza. He looks for call. Goes hard right to left, but gets stopped by Brown. Teardropper from Salatel. Gets the friendly roll.
Maybe that'll break the ice a little bit for EJ there. And again, slow start tonight offensively, but it's early.
Yeah, he had a phenomenal game yesterday along with JT. EJ had 23 of his own.
JT had 26 in the game last night.
3-ball, top of the key. Unfriendly roll, but an offensive rebound and second chance points for Jake Hansen.
Offensive rebounds, there's another big key in this game. Beaver Dam's got to limit the number of second chances for Tosa West.
Board battle's going to be huge. Here's a triple from Call, too strong, but an offensive rebound by Jens. He loses that ball into the hoop. Rogers wrestles it away, and here's Brown in transition. Takes on 3 Golden Beavers, draws a foul, and he will go to the line to shoot 2. There's that transition again.
We talked about that earlier. Yeah, the transition game, got to get back, and Jens was not real happy on the call there, but he will get whistled for the contact, and that's going to put Jalen Brown at the line where he's just under 69% on the year.
First foul we've seen. This is definitely a direct contrast from the Portage game last night. Only 1 foul through 6.5 minutes of action. That one rolls off the rim.
And they're letting
Brown.
them play.
They are.
As you just alluded to.
Yep.
They're letting them play, and that's hard to do in some of these bigger playoff games, but credit these officials. So far, they're letting them play.
Absolutely, especially in transition. That one was pretty blatant, so you got to call the whistle there. But as Brown attempts to go 1 for 2 from the line, he will not.
Ooh, missed them
pops off the
both.
front.
It's a break for Beaver Dam.
See if they can capitalize. Down 5 here. The score 12-7. Tosa West in front. 11:30 to play here in the first half. Jens goes far side. He's swarmed by Klosky. To call. Handoff to Parker Blank, who just checked in. Salatel on the near corner. Shadowed by Jake Hansen. Salatel looks like he wants to take him on. 12-footer, too much. Rogers snatches it out of the air. Goes to Brown. Here's Klosky. Rolling into the left block, and we've got a whistle. He walked.
Got our first email of the night, Corey. It says, "Hey, Mike and Corey, cheering on the old alma mater from Cedarburg with our daughter. Good luck to the Beavers and nephews JT Call and Cruz Rohde." It says, "Listening to both of you reminds me of Eddie Doucette and John McLaughlin." That's from my neighbors and good friends Greg and Julie Style.
That is awesome. We've got a 30-second McKinstry's Home Furnishings timeout, so we will keep it here. Milk has been building champions for centuries. Why? Research shows that real milk builds pre-game muscle, and low-fat chocolate milk restores post-game muscle for athletes like few other beverages. That's why pro basketball players know they're going to need milk to fuel their performance. Learn their inspiring stories at GonnaNeedMilk.com, brought to you by Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. 12-7, 7 minutes in. Tosa West really flexing their muscles inside, but Beaver Dam's been able to punch back once in a while here.
They have a little bit, and got to keep it close. Like we said, don't want to get down big against these guys. You'll have to expend a lot of energy just to get back into it. So you got to stay close and make their runs, take their opportunities when they become available.
I like that. Coach Ladron was saying we understand the Trojans are going to go on runs of their own. We have to learn how to respond. We'll see what Beaver Dam has here. Mendoza was left alone on the baseline, but he was falling out. Goes to Salatel, takes contact on the way up. Boy, they are letting him play. That layup doesn't go. Hansen on the other end takes contact of his own. Offensive rebound. Klosky, his attempt falls off the front of the rim, and third chance points possibly on the way. Near side 3, Hansen drills it.
Now, and you just said it. I mean, how many offensive rebounds there? There were 2, maybe 3 in that sequence, and this is what happens. They drain a 3 to go up 8.
You're doing the other team favors when you give them multiple chances per possession. 15-7 the score. Trojans in front of the Golden Beavers. 10-15 to play here in the first half. As Parker Blank will start the offense. Mendoza offering a high screen. He'll back off as Hansen steps up to take him on. Now Call is met by Brown at the BD logo. He goes back to Blank. Blank goes baseline. Call near corner 3. And that's off the mark. Here come the Trojans with tempo at that. Hansen can't get it to go, and almost a putback jam from Klosky. Rogers is stuffed by the rim.
Well, he wanted the dunk, and the rim got him.
Klosky was trying to show Rogers he's not the only one who can dunk. And Call on the other end. Draws the foul and one. Call will go to the line. He cuts that deficit to 6. It's 15-9. What a response.
Yeah, great aggressive move, and we said that's going to be difficult tonight to work it inside like that. But he showed no fear and drew the contact, so it's an old-fashioned three-point opportunity.
JT, 77% from the line in the regular season. Can't get that one to go as it pops off the front of the iron. Rebound Rogers, and here come the Trojans. Twos are going to be tough for Beaver Dam. They've been opting for more perimeter shots so far. Teardropper is off the mark. It's Moses Long who just checked in, excuse me. Huge three from Call, 5-6 feet behind the line, but that one rolls off the iron, and here comes Hansen. Hansen far corner, Brown, three ball, no.
A lot of threes up on both sides here, but not too many have fallen yet. As a matter of fact, only one in the game thus far.
Yeah, definitely a direct contrast from what Beaver Dam saw against Portage, at least early on, as we have just south of 9 minutes to play here in the first half. Salatel is operating from the far end, closely guarded by Basil. He goes to Mendoza, top of the key, who's shadowed by Rogers. Mendoza walks to his right, hands off to Salatel. Little head fake. He's got Mendoza's screen if he wants it. He'll go back to Blank. Beaver Dam will try and draw something else up, and it'll begin with JT Call, shadowed by Brown. Over to Salatel. He takes another screen from Mendoza, now in the high post. Whips to Call, head fake, and he's called for a travel.
Yeah, I saw what he was trying to do. He used the head fake, as you mentioned, but he did leave his feet just a little bit, and I think he realized, here I shouldn't have done that, and that's what happens.
There's selling it, and then there's going a little too far, and JT found that line there. Near side three, Hansen drills another one.
Well, I spoke too soon about the threes because there's Hansen, and he's off to a great start. He's got 9 points already.
He has been on fire so far. Half of Tosa West, 18. They got Beaver Dam doubled up 18-9 with 8:03 to play here in the first half as Salatel operates from the top. Goes
Look out.
Jeffrey Freund, and here comes Tosa.
Moses Long.
And Moses Long came down hard on his right knee.
No.
And he is grimacing.
Oh, no. This does not look good at all. Long is down on the baseline behind the basket, and he is grabbing his knee, and he is in pain.
It looks like it was a non-contact, too. I mean, he was out in the open, alone, fast break, had a couple trailers, and then came down, and he has not really moved since. These are always scary. You just hope, best case scenario, can walk off under his own power.
Yeah, let's hope this is not nearly as bad as it might look off the bat here. You hate to see this, and I actually didn't see him come down because as soon as he scored, I started to look down at my stat sheet, Corey, and when I look back up, he's on the ground.
Yep.
And he's up. Now, he's not putting any weight on that. Is that his left leg or right?
Yeah.
His left, isn't it? Or no, it's his right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's favoring his left.
He's favoring his left. So he's not putting any weight. He's being helped off, and let's hope he's going to be okay.
Yeah, those are always scary for sure as he's getting helped off to his side.
And just a momentary delay here for the injury to Long. Sports@dailydodge.com if you want to chime in with an email. The email box is open all night long.
20-9 the score with 7:52 to play. Beaver Dam's got the ball. As Moses Long walks back to his bench. Hope again that he is all right. Parker Blank goes baseline, swings outside. Stobie, three. Oh, they needed it.
The Parker brothers are at it again. Blank found Stobie open in the corner, and Stobie finishes with a triple.
Beautiful. 20-12, 7.5 to play. Here's Brown, top of the key. He goes near corner to Klosky. Back to Brown. This Trojans team in no rush on this possession to set something up as Rogers trying to get alone down there, but he's doubled again. Hansen from the outside pulls up 15-footer. It's short.
Yeah, I think the game plan, and it's been pretty evident here, especially with Rogers and Hansen, they're going to be double teamed just about every time they get the ball.
Plenty of attention on those pair of Division I recruits, and that leaves opportunities open for everybody else. But you said, Mike, Hansen's got 9 already. Here's Mendoza. He kicks out. Stobie trying to get hot. And that's short on the triple attempt. Here comes Hansen. A look inside. Basil yams it in.
Well, and that was just pretty tic-tac-toe passing there, Corey. I mean, that's the way you bring it down the floor in a hurry. Gorgeous ball movement, and they finish with the flush.
You can see they're starting to manipulate the Golden Beavers defense here. Tosa West is back up 22-12. That lead in double digits, 6:25 to play. Here's Mendoza from the top. Underhand swing to Blank. Blank goes baseline and gets it in.
Very aggressive move by Parker Blank down in the land of the Giants. And I tell you what, no fear.
Yeah, those are gutsy plays. Beaver Dam starting to opt to get inside a little bit more. Basil was all alone on the left wing but did not take the shot. Hand off to Hansen, back up to the top of the key with Rogers. He's venturing out of the paint a little bit more than used to seeing. 15-footer's good from Basil. He's heating up. He's got 6. 24-14. 5:40 to play here in the first half. Call at the top of the key. He swings over to Stobie. Stobie goes left elbow, now back to Mendoza at the point. He hands off to Stobie on the left wing, who is doubled. Goes far side to Blank, who almost lost the ball, and we've got a whistle on the way in.
Basil with 6, Hansen with 9 to lead the way. But you know what? I mean, there's so many weapons on this Tosa West team that even if, one or more of your top players is having an off night, there's a lot of teammates able to pick them up, and that's what makes them so difficult. Not only is their size difficult to defend and their athleticism, but they've just got a lot of weapons.
That's a 4-headed monster. 4 different players
really
on this team scoring more than 10 a game. Stobie goes to Jens, who just checked back in at the top of the key. Jens hands off to Salatel, near corner. He'll walk to his right and reset top of the key. Little inside-out dribble, spins, 12-footer, just a bit too strong.
Halfway down on the rim, spit it back out.
Braden Parker, acrobatic in transition, and Kai Rogers cleans up the mess with his second flush of the day. He's got 4 points, but they've been loud ones.
Yeah, they've been 2 dunks. And, again, he plays above the rim. Kai Rogers, tremendous athlete, and he's just a freshman.
We could go down the list and, list off what Division I schools are looking at him, but as Mike joked before, it's probably a shorter list of what ones aren't. Call answers with a 3. JT answers the call and brings his team back to within 9. It's 26-17 with 4:35 to play. We've got a full McKinstry's Home Furnishings timeout. We'll step aside for a 1-minute break here on 1430 ESPN and Daily Dodge TV.
American drivers overpay an average of $368 per year on their auto insurance. Why? Because, well, insurance is hard. It's complicated. It's time-consuming to get quotes from multiple companies, so we overpay. Or we call Richards Insurance in Beaver Dam. Make one call and receive a quote from a great company like Auto Owners Insurance. The team at Richards Insurance will literally do all the work for you. So if you could be saving money each month with an Auto Owners Insurance policy, you'll know about it. How much will you save with Richards Insurance? To find out, call Richards Insurance or stop in at 123 North Spring Street, downtown Beaver Dam. With offices in Columbus, Watertown, West Bend, and Oshkosh. With over 50 employees and hundreds of years insurance experience across 5 offices, you'll get full-service counseling with no obligation. Your auto owner's insurance carrier is Richards Insurance in Beaver Dam. Call 887-1615.
We'll be there with you. Richards Insurance of Beaver Dam.
We welcome you back to the Beaver Dam High School Fieldhouse alongside Mike Tronson. I'm Corey Sparks for Wauwatosa West and Beaver Dam with a regional title on the line. 26-17 the advantage for the Trojans with 4:22 left, and they've got the ball here in the first half. Inside feed from Rogers is batted away, but they get it back. Brown hauled it in, took the foul on the way up, and put it through.
Even when Beaver Dam does something good defensively, like they knock a ball loose, the Tosa West Trojans, they get to the loose ball.
Yeah.
They get the ricochets, they get the deflections, and as a result, now you've got Jalen Brown at the line trying to complete an and one.
And that's just awareness, right, Mike? Like, you have an off-scheduled play, and you could say right place, right time, but he knew what to do in that situation. He put it right back up and got good leverage. Brown goes up, and he's 0 for 3 from the line now. So if there's any struggle point,
about the only thing going wrong for Tosa right now.
Everything else has been firing on all cylinders for him. 4:10 to play here in the first half. Salatel has doubled in the corner. He loses it, and he was the last one to touch it.
Get another email here, Corey, and this one is from Dawson. He says he's watching tonight on Daily Dodge TV. Says, let's go Beaver Dam. Thank you, Dawson. Appreciate the email. sports@dailydodge.com.
4 minutes even to play here in the first half. Here's Brown from the right wing. 1-3-1 defense employed, and that's going to go the other way.
Yep, Beaver Dam, we talked about that a little bit last night, how they will switch up the D a little bit, and they'll employ the 1-3-1 at times, and that time they force a turnover.
And it's something Ladron seems to like to sample in there. You're going to see it a few possessions. He won't hold it for the whole half unless something crazy happens, but this game's still obviously within reach. Beaver Dam down 11, 3:40 to play in the first half. And now we're starting to see some whistles stack up here as get the waning moments of this first half.
Yeah, I mean, is you know, physical as a game this has been. There's only a combined total of 6 fouls right now with only 3:41 left in the half. So, as we said, they're letting them play for the most part. Yeah, you're going to have to call some, no doubt.
Right. There's been no lack of aggression, though. That's for sure. Stobie is backing into Jake Hansen. Escapes and goes over to Call on a whip pass to the top of the key. Call hits the deck, but Salatel gets away with the loose ball in the far corner. He's doubled now. Little give and go from Mendoza to Call. Back into Mendoza. Out near corner 3 from Jens is off the mark. Offensive rebound from Salatel. He's swatted by Rogers.
Yeah, Rogers got a piece of it.
And the ball is still free. Salatel was going forward. Who was the last to touch it? It was Hansen. Talk about two teams that want a loose ball. I feel like Beaver Dam was dominating in that category against Portage yesterday, but the answer here was a stalemate.
Man, it looked like a pinball bouncing around in a pinball machine.
Right?
My goodness.
Everybody felt like they were in that play. So at the end of all of that chaos, Call will have it near side, and he'll whip to the top of the key with Parker Blank. Parker goes to the free throw line, extended, puts it on the deck, and spins to Stobie, far side. Back to Blank. That ball's on the ground. Got two teammates fighting for it. Call heads up awareness into Mendoza, out to Stobie for 3.
2 triples for Stobie, and tell you what, that was Beaver Dam getting to the loose ball that we talked about earlier, where Tosa had been getting to a lot of those. Beaver Dam got it that time.
Returning the favor to the Trojans. A hard screen set at the top of the key by Rogers. Here's Brown on the right wing. He is swarmed by Blank, and we've got another whistle. They're going to call him for a reach, and he's kind of throwing his hands up at that one.
A little bit. But that's only the first on Blank, and it's only the 3rd team foul of the half with 2:34 to play until intermission.
Yeah, Beaver Dam's done a nice job of not shooting themselves in the foot against this bigger team. 28-20, 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. Rogers hands off to Parker. Far side 3 from Hansen is off the mark, and here comes Call.
You watch the Trojans, the way they just moved it around the perimeter there. I mean, the quick passes, fantastic.
And a smooth touch from Mendoza on the other end, and that lead all of a sudden is down to 6.
I tell you what, for all the struggles, Beaver Dam is within 6, and they're in this game with 2 minutes to go in the half. So, you know, this is not over.
There is Parker going inside, and talk about letting him play. He took plenty of contact on that teardropper. Call, far corner.
Ooh.
And that's off the mark from Blank, but another offensive rebound. Jens fought for it. Call from 3, and he airmails it.
I don't know if that's the shot you wanted right there. I mean, he's a great three-point shooter. We know that. But, you know, you're down 6, and he shot that one from the hot dog stand and came up a little bit short on that one. I mean, for the most part, you probably do want Call to be shooting because, I mean, he's such a good shooter. I mean, from three-point land, he's 33%, and he's the heart and soul of this offense. But that one, a little short.
Bit of that instinct, right? His back's against the wall, as all of these seniors are. We talked about the concept of finality. Neither of these teams, and obviously their seniors, do not want to go home. They're going to put it all out on the line today. Here's Brown, top of the key, goes far corner to Hansen. Swings to the left wing, and that's an air ball. Messiah Chambers just checked in and tried to get his money's worth, but to no avail.
Beaver Dam still in that 1-3-1 on that sequence there. And the miss will give it back to the Golden Beavers with $1:19 left in the half. And hey, if you're Beaver Dam right now, you got to be feeling pretty good that you're within 6 here. I mean, it was a double-digit lead for Tosa West a few moments ago, and, you know, Beaver Dam has stayed with it, and they got a chance to cut the deficit down to 4 or less here.
Absolutely. What's that saying? It's not about how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and get back up. They've gotten up, and they're in this thing with $1:05 to go now. Here's Jens into high post. He hands off to Mendoza, who takes his spot. Mendoza puts it on the deck for a call. Back out to Mendoza. Another triple. It's off back iron, but he grabs his own board.
And a foul to boot, I think, on Tosa. Let's check it out.
It's like it's going to go to Jalen Brown on the reach.
Well, that one, the long rebound, the long carom came back out, and Mendoza able to grab his own miss. And it reminds me of my junior high basketball coach who used to say all the time, he preached, follow your shot, follow your shot. Old Coach Reynolds in
That's
junior
one of the
high.
fundamental things, right?
That's what you do. You follow, because good things happen sometimes. A lot of times.
Absolutely. That's definitely applying on that possession. Here's Blank going inside for another 2. Just a bit too much mustard on it. Rogers snatches it out of the air, and here comes Hansen from the right wing. They'll reset, and Rogers going to set up the offense. Out to Brown, 4 feet from beyond the arc.
Wow.
It doesn't matter.
Wow. Nothing bashful or cheap about that one.
A freshman that's been plenty involved. He's up to, I've got him for 6 and 38% from beyond the arc. 32nd McKinstry's Home Furnishings timeout, so folks will keep it here. Tosa West up 31-22 with exactly 33.5 ticks to go in the first half. We've seen some swings on both sides. It's the pendulum's starting to go back towards Tosa West, but Beaver Dam's responded. They've hung in there against, again, a large team that's here to show their presence.
Yeah, no, and Beaver Dam, I'm not surprised at all, because this is a team, this is a group that has shown over the course of the season and over the last few seasons, they have tremendous heart. You know, what they lack in size or stature, they make up for in heart. They really do, and they don't back down from anybody, and I'm not surprised that they're hanging around in this one.
The tallest players on this team listed as Cameron Mendoza, Jack Jens, and Max Lutke, who usually doesn't see a whole lot of action. You might see him later, but all 6'3". Again, a lot of 6'4", 6'5", and of course Kai Rogers at 6'11". But as you said, Mike, not backing down. 20 seconds to play here as the ball is put back in play. Here's Salatel. He's doubled. Goes far side to Mendoza. 15 seconds. Mendoza trapped in the far corner. He goes to Salatel. Loses that ball on the deck. 10 seconds to play. Salatel swarmed by Rogers. He goes to Stovey at the logo. 5 seconds. Call has it. JT is doubled. He works through.
Oh!
JT just stepped through a pair of defenders and sunk the triple at the buzzer. He was swarmed.
How did he fight through that swarm of defenders and get that three-pointer off? Wow. I tell you what, that guy is something else. And if what did I just say about heart? I mean, it took a lot of heart for him to keep battling and fight
guts.
through that, and some guts. That's incredible.
There's that fight. Beaver Dam swings back. Tosa West, it's been the story so far. They go on a run. Beaver Dam tries to claw back. The score right now is 31-25 as we head into halftime. Folks, we'll step aside for a 4-minute break, and then we'll come back with your stats, halftime report, and more here on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
Hi, this is Sandy from McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. We are proud to support all Beaver Dam athletes. While at home watching high school sports, why not be comfortable? McKinstry's is a lazy boy comfort studio. We have sofas, recliners, sectionals, and reclining sofas. Stop into McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam and add comfort to your home.
Year after year, McKinstry's.
When it comes to a winning lineup, turn to the selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at Napleton GM in Beaver Dam. Their team goes the extra mile to provide a winning experience, from hassle-free financing options to exceptional customer service. It's like having a dedicated cheering section cheering you on in every step of the vehicle purchase. Give the team at Napleton GM in Beaver Dam a call at 920-885-3301 or visit napleton151.com and find new roads with their winning inventory.
The winter weather weather can play havoc on your hands and hair, fear not. The folks at Wonder Nails and Spa has just the ticket for you. Call 887-4374 and let them pamper you. Let them chase away those winter blues. Let's talk hair. Long, beautiful hair, shining, whoa, I digress. The team of cost cutters will put a shimmer and shine to your mood, and their retail products are the best in the business. Call 885-0437 today. That's why you hear everyone say, I shop Park Village Shopping Center, and you should too.
Here at Pizza Ranch, we'd like to thank our Swedish friends for bringing the buffet to America. They called it the smorgasbord, but it was a success anyway. So we started our own buffet and loaded it up with pizza, chicken, sides, salads, and cactus bread. And you can even request any pizza you want anytime you visit. We call it Buffet Your Way, because smorgasbord your way, well, that doesn't rhyme at all. Pizza Ranch.
Check out your local Pizza Ranch in Beaver Dam, Watertown, or Waupun, or check out pizzaranch.com.
At Preferred Dental Partners, our core values are more than just something we put on our wall. They're something we live out. Core value number 2 is the wow experience. This means that from the moment you walk in the door until the time you leave, we want to provide an experience for our patients that is unlike anything you've had before. There are lots of choices of dentists, and we never want anyone to feel they have to be here. We want them to choose to be here because they feel heard, welcomed, and well cared for. If you want to see what the wow experience is about, call or text Preferred Dental Partners today.
It's the President's Day sales event at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam. Hello, this is Brent Reed with the last call for all you Hemi engine muscle car enthusiasts. The Hemi engine is going away, but we got a couple of beauties that just arrived for some lucky buyers. Take $5,000 off a brand new 23 Dodge Charger Daytona RT in B5 Blue, or a Challenger RTTA package in the beautiful and iconic Plum Crazy. For you SUV buyers, Jeep Grand Cherokee Limiteds with the black appearance package, only $46,678. Let our family take care of your family at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam and ReedChrysler.com.
Hi, I'm Josh Schneider with Silica for Your Home. We have a great feature available in our showrooms, our digital price tags. They search the internet every day and allow us to adjust the prices based on our competitors. That ensures you are always getting the best deal. If it finds a lower price, it will automatically change our Silica price in real time. These digital price tags are all about saving you time and money. Shop Silica for Your Home for the best sales, service, and selection.
Hey, it's Stacy with Slumberland, Beaver Dam in Watertown. Stop in and see everything that our store has to offer. We built it just for you. We have mattresses, box springs, power bases, bedroom sets, furniture, living room sets, dining sets, everything that you would need to complete your entire home. We've got our interest-free financing and a really great local staff here to help you. So you've got all local people here to help you out from start to finish for anything that you would need. So stop in, shop local, and save big with us.
We welcome you back to the Beaver Dam High School Fieldhouse. It is halftime between Wauwatosa West and Beaver Dam. Alongside Mike Tronson, I'm Corey Sparks. Tosa West in front 31-25. And I think this has been everything as advertised so far, especially that unbelievable shot at the buzzer by JT Call to kind of keep it competitive here.
Yeah, credit Beaver Dam. We talked about it in the first half. Wauwatosa West has a lot of weapons. They've got a lot of size. And Beaver Dam has stuck with it, and they have battled. They've shown a lot of heart in this first half, and they're right in this game. It's a 6-point game. This is anybody's game at this juncture with 18 minutes left to play.
We're seeing a sellout strategy, like you pointed out before, Mike. Kai Rogers has been doubled more times than not, triple teamed. He is at 4 points. We'll go over scorers for both sides. For Wauwatosa West, again, 31 points here. They average 74.1 a game rolling into this contest. They are led by Jake Hansen with 10. Jalen Brown follows him up with 7. Tyler Basil has 6 of his own. Kai Rogers has a pair of dunks for 4. Moses Long with 2, and Matthew Klosky with 2 as well. We look over at Beaver Dam, operating with 25 points. They'll average 66.2 a game. They are led by JT Call with 10, including that final 3 at the buzzer. A little floater from the top of the key. He's followed up by Parker Stobie, who has 6. Cameron Mendoza with 5, and a pair from Salatel and Blank. So pretty even distribution across the board. We've got a pair of 10-point leaders here.
You know, you talked about Kai Rogers being double or triple teamed. Kai Rogers, I'm going to mention a few tidbits about him. He recently surpassed 1,000 career points. Okay? And he has offers. These are offers from
junior, by the way.
Penn State, Seton Hall, South Florida, Iowa State, Wisconsin, Texas, Minnesota, Marquette, Illinois, and I'm missing a lot. There's others. Okay? He is, Rogers, as I look at it here, the last I saw, and I think this is fairly accurate, he was ranked 54th nationally by ESPN in his class. Okay? As we said, I mean, he's got more Division I offers than we can count on both of our hands. He set a team record a few weeks ago, back in December, when he shot a perfect 10 for 10 from the floor in a win over West Allis Hale. The guy is the real deal. Oh, by the way, guess who was at the game last night when Wauwatosa West beat Baraboo? Wisconsin Badger head coach Greg Gard was in attendance last night. Do you think he's salivating like everybody else is over this guy? Absolutely he is.
Right in his backyard.
Right in his backyard.
By the way, right? And you list that laundry list of teams. Among them are also number 2 ranked Purdue at the moment, number 3 ranked Tennessee, and number 5 ranked Marquette. I mean, who doesn't want him? Who doesn't want a 6'11" center who can move around a little bit and obviously has the above the rim aspect as well? Yeah, he's also leading the state with 92 blocks, 4.5 per game. I've only counted 1, I believe, so far. He had a swat on a floater, so Beaver Dam's done what they can to contain him. We'll see what the halftime adjustment is, but again, he's having what you'd consider a down day, and the Trojans are still up 6. But yeah, Guy Rogers is unbelievable, hitting that 1,000-point mark and going, oh, by the way, he's still got a full season left in high school. There was a Rudy moment last night in that game, and I didn't see it, but what happened was Wauwatosa West student manager Jason Reitz got into the game at the end. He hit a three-pointer, and he was carried off the court to cheering students. How about that? That is amazing.
I wonder, there's got to be a video of that somewhere, right?
It's definitely on VOD.
It's got to be.
Yep.
Okay, so you were watching it. So I haven't seen it. I'm going to have to go back and look because I'd like to see that.
Wow.
I mean, I can just imagine what a thrill that must have been for him to get carried off to the cheers of the student section last night. Like I said, I saw it online. I didn't see the video, but I just saw what had happened. And I thought I got to mention that because those stories, they're just phenomenal.
They're storybook, right?
Yeah.
They are storybook, as was the JT call, top of the key buzzer beater, where he's working through a couple defenders. But yeah, we were watching that game a little bit on the side just to keep an eye, obviously, the implications for the postseason. Winner of that game played the winner of Beaver Dam and Portage, and ho-hum, here we are, right? But did not see the end of it, and I'm assuming that's exactly when the Rudy moment happened. So that's pretty cool.
Couple of quick emails here. Well, we're talking to one of the. What did he say there, Corey?
Gotcha.
What did he say?
We're hearing that Moses Long hurt that same knee earlier this year, so that was a re-agitation of something that happened earlier on. Do want to sneak in real quick. Be sure to stay up to date with Beaver Dam Unified School District at bdusd.org and follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Beaver Dam USD.
Couple of quick emails here. It says. It's me again, Mike, here in the Beaver Dam Fieldhouse. Let's go Beavers, and a shout-out to E.J. Salatel and the team from Grandpa and Grandma. They're sitting in their usual perch in the first row behind the bench with their gray sweatshirts on. Thank you very much. And this email says, following in Madison yet again. Whomever said follow your shot just repeated with my other half. Awesome three-pointer at the half. Come on, that's from Alan and Mark.
That is great. We teach fundamental basketball here on Daily Dodge TV and 1430.
Coach Reynolds was a great coach. That's why he's retired and living in sunny Florida right now.
There we go. Call from the near corner. Staying hot. JT Call drills a three, and just like that, in the blink of an eye, it's a one-possession game. 31-28. Tosa West in front. Now operating right to left, Beaver Dam left to right.
Call picking right up where he left off at the end of the half. One-possession game. Look out.
6 points for Call, and we've got a whistle inside as Rogers went up to try and corral that pass that was intended for number 12, who was triple-teamed once again.
Yeah, I think they're going to pay Call some attention now after what he's been doing here.
And that might be part of it, right? They start to respect the three, and maybe you get Rogers to creep out and the lane opens up again. That's kind of what we saw with Portage, except Portage doesn't have possibly a future NBA player on their team at the moment. Here's Jalen Brown. Going between the legs, closely guarded by Salatel. He swivels left wing to right wing, goes back to his left hand. cradles, goes up, takes contact, and it's off the mark. Mendoza wrestles that ball away, and wrestling it away from him is Klosky for 2.
Like I said, even when something goes right, Wauwatosa West is able to do something like that.
Klosky just wanted it more on that possession. Pure strength. Salatel swings from a left wing to the top of the key. Now it's Call. He hands off to Mendoza, who takes his spot. Back to Call. Why is he alone from beyond the arc? Rims in and out, but Call had plenty of space. Offensive rebound by Jens again, and they'll reset with Mendoza. Call finding a way to sneak around and find these pockets in the defense. Jens cradles and goes up for 2, and you're not going to see many of those. He took that contact and that brute force head on.
What a move. Another aggressive move in close by Beaver Dam. And they're going inside a lot more tonight than I thought they would, Corey. And it's working for them. It's working for them. No, they're not. They're not backing down.
2 minutes gone here in the second half. Near corner 3. Hansen, he's been dangerous. That's off the side of the backboard.
He is human.
One of those pulse checkers that we had with JT and Salatel yesterday. Can they miss? They can. Little head fake from the far corner. Jens draws some contact.
And I'm just looking at the body language here. Beaver Dam they're confident right now. They're within 3. They're hanging around with this team, and they now know by this juncture that they can hang with this team. They can play with them. And the longer they hang around, the more confidence they're getting.
You can see the moxie. They know they belong here. They earned that 2 seed. They blew expectations out of the water. Stobie to tie it.
Tie
and
game.
He will. Parker Stobie, top of the key. He has 9, all knotted up at 33.
3 triples in the game for Stobie, and here we are at a tie game in the second half.
Threes are wild. 18-footer is an air ball, and Mendoza pulls it away. 33 to 33. 3.5 minutes in. Salatel with the response, and he's short.
Boy, this place would have erupted had Salatel drained that 3. But yeah, Beaver Dam, they're confident group right now. They're in a good spot here.
You can feel that momentum leaking over from the JT Call 3 to end the first half, and they've got it right now. This crowd's behind them. You can see their benches getting up on every possession. Brown zigzags inside, goes up, and lobs to Rogers. Rogers gets it underneath the hoop, and he was the last to touch it.
Yeah, and that's credit Jack Jens, because Jens swatted it off of him, and it went out of bounds. And he didn't have to do much, but he got his hand in there, and he was able to force it out of bounds off of Wauwatosa West.
Amongst the trees, here's Stobie at the BD logo. Guarded closely by Parker. Call thought he had a backdoor cut, and instead Mendoza walked, looks like.
No, it was a jump ball.
Oh, jump ball. They tried to pull it away from him.
We had a pair of 24s battling after when we had Jalen Brown, and you had Cameron Mendoza, and the jump ball goes the other way.
There we go. The Beaver Dam running back from this year as well. Dual sport athlete showing the aggression there, but he gets the jump ball pulled away from him by Brown. Beautiful feed by Rogers inside to Basil. He puts it up and through. 35-33, 14.5 to play in the second half. Kai Rogers showing off the vision too. 3.5 assists a game, not too shabby.
Corey got a halftime score here. Pewaukee leads Milwaukee Lutheran 33-25. Again, the winner of that game plays the winner of our game in the sectional semifinal on Thursday.
Gotcha. Pewaukee, that 1 seed, dominant program on both fronts. We saw it firsthand with the girls unit earlier today, and the boys trying to get into a sectional semifinal with the winner of this one.
What did I hear? Pewaukee boys and girls basketball teams this season combined have like 2 losses.
That is insanity. A jump for it at the BD logo.
Look out.
And Stobie's on the ground. All by himself on the other end is Braden Parker.
And Stobie is still down. And I saw him grabbing his right leg. Okay, that's a good sign, because for a moment I thought maybe there was an injury there, but
yeah, he's got a bit of a hobble, but he's walking by himself. Ladron's not happy. It was like a game of 500 at the logo. The ball just got tossed up, and everyone was boxing each other out.
Who got the basket there, Corey? I didn't get
that was Braden Parker.
Parker, thank you very much. 22. I was so concerned about Stobie, I didn't mark the basket down.
A lot of eyes were at the center court there. Stobie walks off, and he'll swap out for now. 37-33, Tosa West in front with 14:05 to play. Salatel is doubled near side. He works through it, finds Call at the top of the key. Call hands off, blank, back to Call from 3. use the window, but too much. Mendoza with another second chance opportunity. Back out to Salatel. 3, yes, sir! E.J. Salatel brings it back to within 1. We were waiting for him to heat up. He's up to 5 now.
Oh, and Beaver Dam, the threes are starting to fall here, and that's a good sign.
It's the strategy we thought they would opt for from the jump. Beaver Dam back in his zone. Here's Rogers swarmed on the baseline looking for a bailout, and he throws it off Parker's hands.
Beaver Dam is really cranking up the defensive intensity here, and it's working. Rogers, as we talked about, as good as he is, they've been double and triple teaming him. He doesn't have any points here in the second half, 4 total in the game, and this is a guy that's averaging 20 a game and has a laundry list of Division I offers.
They are boxing him up so far. Salatel is doubled in the corner. Dangerous pass out to Call. Far corner 3. Stobie can't get hot. Or excuse me, that was Parker Blank.
Blank, yep.
The other Parker.
One half of the Parker brothers.
Ball on the ground. Met at the baseline is Parker.
Stepped out of bounds.
And he stepped out in the process. So you got hip check there, but that was after he stepped out. And Beaver Dam will take over, down 37-36 with exactly 13 minutes to go here in this regional final. These two teams have never met, by the way. Tosa West has played a lot in Division I. Mike, you talked about they're playing up a lot this year, and now they're Division II. It's the first time these two schools have crossed paths, at least when you look back at records. We can't find anything. And a travel called. Mendoza tried to kick it out, but before he did, he took a couple steps.
Beaver Dam used to be in Division I. When I moved here to town in 1997, they were Division I there, and they have been at times over the years, but lately it's been Division II.
And lots of shifting with obviously what is now the Badger Large.
Right. Well, here's
Brown uncorks from the left wing, pops off the back of the rim. Another fight for the ball, and that one went off the chest of Jens. He did everything in his power to get away from it, but when you're midair and there's a sphere going towards you, you can't do too much.
Of course, Beaver Dam for so many years was in the Wisconsin Little 10 Conference, which disbanded a few years back, and that's when they joined the Badger Conference. Beaver Dam and Watertown joining the Badger. Some of the other schools, the Hartford and West Bend schools, all went to the North Shore Conference.
Yeah, so lots of shifting here in South Central Wisconsin. We've got Brown far corner, Brown at the top of the key taking the pass. Goes over to Basil, near corner 3. Parker's off the mark. They've been trying to work from the perimeter, but this is not a three-point shooting team, Mike. They're only 29% from beyond the arc this year. The response in Salatel's on fire. E.J. Salatel up to 8, and that was the biggest triple yet. 39-37 for the first time in a long time. Beaver Dam in front.
And that 1-3-1 is working wonders here on the defensive side. Now a timeout called by Coach Neubauer and the Trojans.
And Coach Ladrin wants everybody in this gym on their feet. Beaver Dam with a 2-point lead. 32nd timeout. It's 39-37. BD out in front with 11:52 to play. We'll keep it here. McKinstry's Home Furnishings, 32nd timeout.
You mentioned that the Trojans don't have to, they don't shoot a lot of threes. They don't have to. With all the talent that they have, they're going to work it inside. I mean, look, we've already seen a couple of, dunks in this game and 0-footers. That they don't have to. That's not going to be the MO of a team with this type of athleticism under most circumstances.
Now all of a sudden, they're only down 2, right? You wonder at what point does desperation kick in. We've kind of seen it the last couple of possessions. They are opting for 3. Their sharpshooter, Jake Hansen, who does lead the team with 54 made triples coming into today, he's kind of been spearheading that perimeter effort, but now they're trying to swing it around. Braden Parker just tried one and was off the mark. But like you said, Mike, that's not their identity. That's not their game. You're supposed to abuse inside when you have size like this.
Good use of a timeout by Coach Neubauer. He wants to settle his troops down. This is still anybody's game, and I think that was a really good use of a timeout there.
Absolutely. See if he can stop that momentum, and pass got away there. Basil looked in the corner. It was deflected in the process. Stobie in. Call is going to take a breather. And from the far corner, Basil looking for a teammate on the inlet. He finds Hansen on the right wing, who will hand back off to Basil, and he'll set up the offense. 1-3-1 employed still. Like you said, Mike, it's been working so far. Brown almost went up and down near corner 3. Hansen, he's been their guy, but he can't get that to go. Second chance points possibly on the way. Basil gets it, whips back out, and here's Hansen.
That 1-3-1, Corey, it's forcing Tosa West to take a lot more three-point shots that they probably don't usually want to take.
And
they're missing
passes, too.
Yeah.
Basil's open in the corner. He's going to take it.
Well
short.
Yeah, this is not their MO. We talked about it, and that 1-3-1 is forcing them on the outside. They're not having a lot of success working it inside against the zone, and they're not making their threes.
Beaver Dam crowding that paint and not seeing too many fouls in the process. Interception there by Jalen Brown. He snatched the cross-court pass and looking to start some momentum for his team here.
He must be a defensive back on the football team, too.
Right? The anticipation. There's a look inside. That's going to go the other way. Plenty of pushing under the hoop.
Well, we're watching this here, Corey, and this is where Beaver Dam's strength of schedule is really coming into play. The tough Badger conference that they play in and some of the non-conference games. This tonight is showing where that is paying dividends. Oh, look out.
Brown's got 2 interceptions in 2 possessions. He takes it inside. Cradles goes to Basil. Near corner again. It's been Hansen's spot, but he gives back out. Now we've got that smooth sequence of passes. That's the bread and butter. High, low, outside in, whatever you want to call it. Basil with 2.
Yeah, nice backdoor pass there.
39-39 with 10.5 to play here in the second half. Stobie goes left to right, finds an open Jens in the near corner. He gets to within 15 feet, puts it on the deck. Floater from Salatel, and he's been pure these last few minutes.
He's got 8 points here in the half, 10 in the game, and he has been huge among others.
41-39, 10:05 to play here in half number 2 of a regional final between the Trojans and the Golden Beavers. First ever meeting between these two teams, and it has been every bit as advertised. They figured each other out a decent amount today. They're getting to know each other. Jab step from the left wing with Brown. He goes to Hansen, back to Brown off a bounce pass.
It's been an entertaining game. It really has been.
The crowd's been into it the whole way. Another backdoor cut and beautiful find. It's Rogers to Basil for 2 more.
Basil's had the last 2 baskets for the Trojans, and he's now up to 12 points. I got him for 6 in each half.
And he's only averaging 6 a game, so that's one of those names that's had to step up with the containment of Kai Rogers so far.
And that's it. When you concentrate on 1 or 2 players and really give them your attention, that leaves other guys open, and a lot of times that's what will happen. They'll step up. They're forced to step up because of what they're doing defensively to their teammates.
He's capitalizing on the opportunity. Tosa West was in a 2-3 for a second. Salatel steps to his side, top of the key, and too much. That one's pulled away by Rogers, and here comes Brown in the open court.
Yeah, it was contact before the shot. I think they're going to get, trying to see who that is there. No, it's Blank, I believe.
Up in the air. Yep, I think you're right.
Team fouls are even at 2 apiece. Okay, they called the foul on Salatel, which that's surprising. I thought it was Blank they were pointing at. But
Salatel and Jens will go
Salatel's
out.
going to sit down, but that's just to be careful here. Get a little breather.
Another whistle. Freund checked in, as did Call. 8:58 to play, all knotted up at 41. A tug-of-war style of battle so far. Baseline inbound pass, 15-footer is pure from Hansen. Those are his first 2 points of the second half.
Yeah.
He's up to 12. Tosa West tugs back. Cross-court pass to Call. Right idea, just a bit too much on it.
Got an email here. It says, Brett and Jody Recheck enjoying the game from the living room. Once again, we have the best announcers in the area. A pleasure to listen to. What game are you guys tuned into? Go Beavers from Brett and Jody Recheck. I've known them a long time. They are wonderful people and great friends.
Awesome. Very nice words from them. We do appreciate it. Basil's alone on the right wing. He's going to orchestrate traffic and hand off to Brown, who's being stalked right now by Freund. Klosky on the left wing. Little outside in, and that ball gets away.
And again, some turnovers here have hurt Tosa West. They've got the 2-point lead, but again, Beaver Dam's defense in that zone have forced some turnovers, and it's allowed Beaver Dam to not only hang around, but they had the lead for a while.
Yeah, they've been in the driver's seat at times here, especially the last couple of minutes. Tosa West in front 43-41 with 8:15 to play here in the second half. Mendoza dribbles over to his left. He's on the left wing, looking for an outlet, and we get a timeout from Ladrin.
He sensed he sensed things maybe get a little out of hand. He says, let's calm down a little bit and call timeout.
Things were closing in on him for sure. Nice. McKinstry's Home Furnishings timeout. It's a 30-second, so we will keep it here. I talked to Coach Ladron about really the only overlap in 2023-24 between these two teams is the fact that Wauwatosa West did play Milton a few weeks ago now. Milton hung with them. They were in front by 1 going into the half, and then Tosa took off and blew them by and beat them by about 20 points. But
Milton was vastly improved at the end of the year.
That is true.
They were vastly improved. As a matter of fact, Beaver Dam lost to Milton 58-52 on February 6th, but earlier back in December, Beaver Dam had blown out Milton 70-47. So again, I credit Milton for really not folding, because they had a tough early season stretch, and they came back and they were winning games down the stretch.
Looks like they really blossomed. We're second in conference when all was said and done. And
yeah, they finished second, right, behind Wanakee.
Teams at the end. They're still in the bracket too. BD's got the ball with 8 minutes to play here in the second half. 43-41 the score. Trojans in front.
Still 2-3 zone here for the Trojans, Corey. They're trying to give Beaver Dam a dose of their own medicine with a zone defense.
Exactly, operating for some traps. Want to keep that ball towards the middle. If you can find the high post and break it, that's optimal.
Oh, gorgeous pass!
Go right next to the basket and find a wide open Jack Jens.
Oh, again, threading the needle. I mean, what court vision. Jens was all alone down there, and they whipped it right to him.
I'm talking high post. He's over here just sitting with a 2-footer at his disposal. 7.5 minutes to play, and oh my, Jalen Brown with the response. He sinks a triple, and just like that, 46-43 with 7:20 to play.
Fasten your seatbelt, folks. We're going right down to the wire in this one tonight.
These teams really testing each other out. Again, Tosa West can take a hit in a few runs, too. They're out of the greater metro. They are just as battle-tested as Beaver Dam. Salatel dribbles with his left hand to the top of the key and passes off to Freund. Now JT under the hoop, puts it on the deck, and it's picked away. Here come the Trojans in the break.
And let's mention this, too. I don't know, we really didn't touch on it a whole lot as we have some substitutes here. This is a fairly young Trojans team. I mean, there are 1, 2, 3, there are 4 seniors. Only 4 seniors on the roster. And of those 4 seniors, 2 of them don't play a whole lot.
Right. Yeah, that's the crazy part. Between those 4 seniors, you've got a little over 10 points per game. This team averages 74. You do the math. The other 64 is coming from people who will be back next year. This team's only going to blossom more.
Not going anywhere.
Right. Coach Neubauer has built something very special, and it's led by those sophomores and juniors. Jens goes up with the right hand in his glass, and here comes Hansen on the other end. Little give and go. Hansen pops up in the air, goes out to Basil, far corner. He steps up, takes a pull-up 12-footer, and it's off the mark. 46-43, 6:05 to play. Blank. His pass is picked away, and I'll tell you what, Jalen Brown's all over it. Thought he might throw it down. But
I thought so, but nope, he opts to put it in the other way.
Left nothing up to chance there. So 48-43, Brown himself up to 12. 5 here in the second half. Calls passes picked away, and Brown's got another one. Brown in the break, takes contact, does a 180, and he'll go to the line. Jalen Brown is anticipating everything in the backcourt.
He is.
Right
He's
now.
been just relentless on the defensive side here over the last couple of sequences. Off to the races once more, and he is going to go to the free throw line, gets an all-expenses-paid trip to the charity stripe after the third personal on Cam Mendoza.
We were talking about youth, Mike. This is a freshman who just anticipated 3 or 4 passes over the course of a few possessions in Jalen Brown. He's only going to get better. Brown 69% from the line, still looking for his first conversion at the line today.
Boy, free throws are going to be critical down the stretch here in a 5-point game. Beaver Dam doesn't mind that miss.
Absolutely. Brown takes a couple deep breaths, trying to be where his feet are. He lets it up and puts it through.
And it goes without saying here, Corey, that, a lower scoring game, these last 5 minutes and 40 seconds, every possession is going to be critical.
Absolutely. It's just magnifying in importance. And Mendoza went for a little inside-out crossover and dribbled it off his knee.
And that's what I was talking about. You got to protect the basketball, and easier said than done against this Trojans team. But yeah, every possession critical now.
49-43, 5.5 to play.
Oh boy!
And Hanson's heating back up just like that in the blink of an eye, Mike. They're up 9. Hanson's got 15.
And they can flip the switch. I mean, this team, they can flip the switch and go on runs at any time. Now, if you're Beaver Dam, you're looking at, you're going, all right, 5:15 to go. You're down 9. This is where the bleeding has to stop. And you've got to get points, and now you've got to get some stops, because we're at that point now where you're on the brink of it teetering into double digits, and then not much time left.
And one of the things that Coach Ladron said ahead of this matchup is we need to figure out what passes are still good passes, because there's passes that have been open throughout this year as Call goes to the lane and gets 2. He said there have been passes that would have been open 2 weeks ago that are not going to be open against this lengthy team. You're seeing Jalen Brown kind of expose that firsthand. Anything near him should not be let go.
What a move by Call. Just split a double team and goes in and kisses it off the glass.
Brown looking to answer from the free throw line. He can't get it. Salatel bats it free, goes out of play, and touches it last.
Yeah, he was the last to touch it. And nice hustle, but could not come up with it.
4:41 to play, 52-45. Trojans have been in front for the majority of this ball game. Beaver Dam tugged back the first few minutes of this second half. And now inside to Rogers. It's covered by 1 for maybe half a second. That didn't last long. Back out to Hanson, top of the key. Rogers thought about a 3. He'll Euro step in. That pass batted around a bit. Parker's got it far corner. And now Tosa's going to take their time, be selective with their shots. The clock's going to start to become their friend here if they stay in front.
Yeah, they can afford to be patient right now with a 7-point advantage.
Parker looks into Rogers. He fades away over 3, hits the deck and hits the shot for 2. Rogers up to 6, his first bucket of the second half. 4 minutes even to play, 54-45 the score. Beaver Dam staring a 9-point deficit right in its face. Salatel's on the right wing.
Don't necessarily need a 3 here, but you need points.
Absolutely, efficiency, and they've got to take advantage of every possession here. Jens puts it on the floor, drives in, and we've got a whistle. We'll see who it's on.
And boy, that Beaver Dam bench is as animated as I've seen them all season long. They're up cheering on their teammates at every second. And the foul, by the way, that was on Rogers.
It was. And yeah, you can see the whole bench is getting up any chance they can, and that's what you've got to do. You got to amp up your 5 troops on the ground right now. Balloon pass back out to Mendoza. He'll trace it over by the BD logo and hand off to Jens. Coach Ladron talked about how much they're going to have to lean on these 3 seniors, all 3, Call, Jens, Mendoza, on the floor right now. Call's got it. He puts it on the deck at the point. Salatel triple, they needed it.
Oh, that is huge. EJ now with 13 points, 11 here in the second half, and that's his 3rd triple of the half.
Number 4 hits another 3. He's heating up, and Beaver Dam down 6 now. Rogers, top of the key, shuffles over to Brown on the left wing. Basil's left alone, top of the key, couple shovels, and now Hanson takes his spot, top of the key, shovels to the right wing with Rogers. Basil keeps getting back to the top, thinking about a 3 and just restarting. 3 minutes even to play in this one. Tosa West in front by 6. Neubauer rolling his hands there, saying gotta go. Basil on the left wing. Couple head fakes, goes near corner to Hanson. Now into Rogers, back out to Basil. Goes with the teardropper, it's short, a fight for the board, and they're going to call it on Basil.
All right, that's big, another big opportunity here for Beaver Dam as they're going to get it back. They're within 6, 2:38 to go. Again, they got the stop. Now it's time for points at the other end.
We look at the splits on these two teams. Beaver Dam this year is 10-1 here at their own field house.
They played very well here.
They have, and Tosa West has played good on the road, 7-3. But they have lost their last 2 on the road. Salatel went for another triple. Jens with the offensive rebound, and he trickles it in.
4-point game, 2:19 to go. Fasten your seatbelts, everybody.
Beaver Dam trying to put together one last run and finish it on top with a ticket to the sectional semifinal. Tosa West looking to hold on, 54-50, 2:05 to go. Rogers kicks out to Klosky, and it's picked away by Salatel. Salatel, Call has numbers, goes in with the right hand. The backboard was slapped, but Call put it through just in time. That deficit is down to 2.
Defense leading to offense in a 2-point game.
Brown storms the paint.
He's
Good
traveled.
defense
He
by
traveled.
Salatelli. He walked backwards. He picked up both feet, and the entire Beaver Dam crowd, student section, parents, family, friends, you name it, on their feet with 1:43 to play.
I tell you, this is as loud as I remember it being in this gym all season long. I mean, it is. People are into this game, and they should be.
It's one of the better teams Coach Ladron's had. Most wins they've had in 7 years since they went 23-2, and this crowd knows what could be a very special season if it continues after today. Step back three, call is short. Mendoza bats for the rebound, he can't get it. Brown comes away with it with 1:20 to play, 54-52. Hansen's got it. Bunny hopping over to his right and hands back over to Rogers, top of the key with 1:05 to play. He sets a ball screen and hands back off to Hansen. Hansen to Jalen Brown with 1 minute to play. 1 minute remains for the season of one of these teams. Brown, Hezzy, goes in.
Offensive foul.
And Jack Jens draws a charge. Mike, Coach Ladron said, I need my seniors down the stretch to be the calm, cool, and collected ones who make the right decisions, and that is the play of the year by Jack Jens. We've got a McKinstry's Home Furnishings timeout. It's a full one. We will step aside for 60 seconds on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
At Summit Ford Beaver Dam, we are committed to serving the customers in our community, to bringing you into our dealership and making the buying process easy, fun, stress-free, and memorable. Thank you for choosing us and voting us Dodge County's best place to buy a new or used vehicle. Stop in today for a test drive and to see how we can help you find the car of your dreams. Summit Ford Beaver Dam.
The comfort in your home is too important to trust to just anyone. With over 75 years in the industry, Surefire Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to bring our community the heating and cooling services you deserve. Expect nothing short of excellence in service, installation, and 24/7 emergency service. As a premier Lennox dealer, we carry the best in equipment to bring you and your home peace of mind. Schedule your annual maintenance or claim your free in-home estimate today, 920-485-4883. Surefire, keeping what's important comfortable since 1947.
.7 seconds left to play. Beaver Dam and Tosa West locked into battle. The Trojans up 54-52 here in the regional final. Alongside Mike Tronson, I'm Corey Sparks. We've been on quite the ride, and it's not nearly over yet.
What a game, and what a finish this is going to be.
Stobie's got the ball. Beaver Dam working left to right. He walks over the timeline with 47 seconds to play. Hands off to Mendoza. Mendoza hands off to Call. He circles from the top of the key, goes baseline, and gets back out to the near corner. 35 seconds to play. It's a reset up top with Stobie. Golden Beavers being very selective, being picky with their what could be their last opportunity. Aggressive left to right crossover, near corner. It's Jens with 25 seconds to play. Almost left his pivot foot.
Timeout.
And Ladron calls for a timeout.
Oh, that was a good timeout, too, I think. It was getting a little nerve-wracking there. That's a good use of a timeout with 20.8 to play. That's actually Beaver Dam's last timeout. They are now out of timeouts, Corey, which let's hope that doesn't come in to be a factor here in the last 20.8.
Absolutely. That's now the point here where we'll keep it here for this McKinstry's Home Furnishings timeout, where maybe during free throws Ladron starts to talk to his guys, but that is the last official McKinstry's Home Furnishings. Right here in downtown Beaver Dam, by the way, timeout of the evening for Ladron, unless, of course, we go to an extra period. But 20.8 seconds to play. Mike will quiz you here. I'll just leave it up to you. If you could pick one person on the court to take this shot, who do you want it to be?
You go to JT Call.
Yeah,
there's no question. I mean, no offense to anybody else on this team. It's JT all the way. Tosa knows it. You and I know it. Yep. Everybody in the building knows that's who it's going to go to.
The question now becomes, can Tosa stop it? Because we had at the tail end of the first half, as the buzzer sounded, JT was about as blanketed as anybody has been for a shot that's been released tonight, and he drilled a three at the buzzer. Now that was to just bring the game a little closer. Whatever he could or may do here could tie it, or dare I say even give Beaver Dam a lead here as the seconds tick down.
Boy, what a game this has turned out to be. Beaver Dam was down double digits in the first half. The game could have gotten away from them right then and there. It could have been over, but it didn't happen. They showed a lot of heart, as we talked about, and they're within 20.8 to play.
Every team in this situation usually has a go number. At what point are they going to start the offense? Jens is on his own baseline with 20.8 to go. He looks into Mendoza. That ball's batted away. It's going to stay with Beaver Dam. A second ticks off. We've got 19.7 remaining.
Yeah, that was Basil that knocked that one out.
Basil getting a hand on it. JT looking for a destination. He finds Jens top of the key, and a little supposed to be a give and go, but Jens is going to keep it. With 15 seconds to play, he finds Mendoza top of the key. We're down to 10. JT trying to get free.
And I'm starting to wonder here, Corey, if they want to hold for the last shot, possibly take a three and try and win it. And I wonder if their thought is, the heck with overtime, let's win it in regulation. I'm almost sensing that a little bit.
That's what it's starting to look like, but here's the interesting scenario. Beaver Dam goes to the line with a 1-and-1 opportunity, and JT, of all people, will step up.
Well, this puts a little different spin on it now.
First one pops off the front of the rim, and it's rebounded by Rogers.
Well, that is a huge miss. Rogers. We have a timeout now? Okay, timeout by Wauwatosa.
Looks like we've got a McKinstry's Home Furnishings timeout. It is a full 54-52, 8.4 seconds to go. We'll step aside. 60 seconds on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV.
Are you ready for peace of mind? Chad Guzzi here, owner of Air Care in Beaver Dam. If you're tired of unexpected repair bills, you want to sign up for our Total Care plan. It ensures top performance and prolonged life of your heating and air conditioning equipment. Air Care's Total Care customers receive annual inspections as well as a reduced maintenance rate plus a 10% discount on all service repairs. Air Care, big enough to serve you, small enough to care. 920-356-8860.
Hi, this is Dr. Adam Forster at Columbus Family Dental. If you've been unhappy with your smile, it's time that you come and see us. Our team of doctors are waiting to help you get your smile back. We'll take the time to talk with you and treat you like a member of our family, not just another number. Whether it's a whole mouth makeover or simply a little tweak, we'll find the right solution that fits you. For your free, no-pressure consultation, call us today at 623-5559.
Welcome back to the Beaver Dam High School Fieldhouse. 8.4 seconds remaining in the regional final. Tosa West in front, 54-52. They've got an inbound pass on their end. Immediate foul. Salatel tagged Brown. Here's the thing, they're not in the bonus yet.
Well, that's it, because that was the last one they had to give. And
next one's got to be quick. Hansen gets it, and Stobie wraps him up. 5.8 to play.
And now, if you're Beaver Dam, you're hoping for at least one miss.
And no timeouts left, so once you get that miss, if you do get it, you've got to rush down the floor.
Right. You've got no timeouts, so that's sure what they had talked about in their last huddle. But this is a bonus, so this is a 1+1 here for Jake Hansen. Beaver Dam's got to be ready if he misses to get that loose ball in 5.8, as you said.
Hansen's the guy to have at the line, 80%, and he swishes the first. Tosa West goes in front by 3.
Well, now the big one, because this makes it a 2-possession game with 5.8 to play. It would essentially, you would think, ice it for the Trojans if he makes it.
He misses, chaos ensues, and he drills it. Jake Hansen puts his team up 56-52. Beaver Dam does not have a timeout. Here comes JT Call. Lets one go at the buzzer, and it's short. Tosa West advances to the second sectional semifinal in the last 3 years. They take this one in Beaver Dam's home, 56-52, in a thriller that came down to the last couple possessions.
This was an incredible ball game. Congratulations to the Trojans as they advance to the sectionals, and a hats off to Beaver Dam. They showed tremendous heart in this game. They were right there at the end. They had a chance to win this one. Comes up just a little bit short to the Golden Beavers, but they've got nothing to be ashamed of. nothing at all as they laid it all on the line here tonight. And a lot of applause here from both sides as Tosa West survives a scare and they get out of here with a 4-point win.
And I'll give all credit to Kai Rogers on that critical rebound coming off of the JT call miss. Yes, he only had 6 points. Yes, he was triple teamed. Yes, he was contained on the scoring front. But that JT call miss on what could have been 2 free throw attempts popped off the front of the rim. He pulled it away, and that was essentially all she wrote. Huge credit, of course, to Christopher Neubauer's squad for advancing to the sectional final in what was an ugly game. This is a team that usually puts up mid-70s. Beaver Dam even scores 66 a game. 56-52 your final between two teams with great resumes who left it all out on the hardwood tonight.
Well, and both teams played really aggressive defense, and that's why it was a low-scoring game. I mean, we had turnovers, we had missed shots, a lot of great defense on both sides, very scrappy, very aggressive, and this is what you get. It was a thriller.
Absolutely. Plenty to be proud about on both sides. Obviously, Tosa West moving on to their third playoff game in what will be a sectional semifinal against a to-be-determined opponent in Beaver Dam. Blowing projections out of the water, showing out, and doing everything possible to try and give themselves a chance today. They nearly did it as Tosa West starts to celebrate. We will step aside for a 4-minute break and kick off our post-game show here on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN. 56-52 the final. Tosa West on top of Beaver Dam. Will step aside for 4 minutes and be right back.
Cheer. Now cheer louder. Any accomplishment worth doing is worth doing with all your heart and soul. The entire team at Hometown Glass and Improvement knows that dedication, time, and respect can lead to greatness. When practicing free throws, running for a touchdown, or installing new windows and doors, it is commitment to something larger than oneself that creates a legacy. So keep cheering for your hometown team. Hometown Glass and Improvement online at hometownglass.com.
Jerry's Automotive in Beaver Dam is a champion of our local schools. Team up with Jerry's Automotive by pumping your gas at their Spirit Pump, where 2 cents of every gallon is donated to a local school each month. Jerry's Automotive also provides exceptional vehicle service and repairs and a great selection of convenience items. Visit Jerry's Automotive Center WI.com and on Facebook. Jerry's Automotive, 700 North Spring Street in Beaver Dam, across the street from Beaver Dam Food Pride.
Chris Klodowski Real Estate. As a realtor, there is such joy in driving past one of our clients' houses that is now the place they call home. Be it a first-time home buyer, a relocation to our community, or someone upsizing or downsizing. We are passionate about the place you call home and meeting your wants and needs each step of the way. We sell the houses, you make it a home. Questions? Give us a call, 920-219-9212. Klodowski Real Estate, your trusted real estate advisors.
Hi, this is Sandy from McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. We are proud to support all Beaver Dam athletes. While at home watching high school sports, why not be comfortable? McKinstry's is a lazy boy comfort studio. We have sofas, recliners, sectionals, and reclining sofas. Stop into McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam and add comfort to your home.
Year after year, McKinstry's.
When it comes to a winning lineup, turn to the selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at Napleton GM in Beaver Dam. Their team goes the extra mile to provide a winning experience, from hassle-free financing options to exceptional customer service. It's like having a dedicated cheering section cheering you on in every step of the vehicle purchase. Give the team at Napleton GM in Beaver Dam a call at 920-885-3301 or visit napleton151.com and find new roads with their winning inventory.
It's the President's Day sales event at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Beaver Dam. Hello, this is Brent Reed with the last call for all you Hemi engine muscle car enthusiasts. The Hemi engine is going away, but we got a couple of beauties that just arrived for some lucky buyers. Take $5,000 off a brand new 23 Dodge Charger Daytona RT in B5 Blue, or a Challenger RTTA package in the beautiful and iconic Plum Crazy. For you SUV buyers, Jeep Grand Cherokee Limiteds with the black appearance package, only $46,678. Let our family take care of your family at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Beaver Dam and ReedChrysler.com.
Hi, I'm Josh Schneider with Silica for Your Home. We have a great feature available in our showrooms, our digital price tags. They search the internet every day and allow us to adjust the prices based on our competitors. That ensures you are always getting the best deal. If it finds a lower price, it will automatically change our silica price in real time. These digital price tags are all about saving you time and money. Shop Silica for your home for the best sales, service, and selection.
You're watching the Daily Dodge postgame show.
We welcome you back to the Beaver Dam High School Fieldhouse for what was a thriller. Corey Sparks, Mike Tronson. Tosa West, we'll call it escapes. That's the verb we'll use. I mean, a hard-fought battle from both teams. Obviously, that's a pretty cliche statement in most case scenarios, but Tosa West fought just a little bit harder at the end. It came down to one free throw and a couple sequences there as we've got head coach Tim Laddard. He's going to, we'll call an audible. You'll take my spot.
We'll have Corey and Tim do a little switcheroo here on the video side. And we'll untangle the cords and get everybody set to go. Again, 56-52 your final tonight. Beaver Dam falling to Wauwatosa. Yeah, catch your breath there, Tim. I tell you, it's a big climb up here to the rafters, but 56-52 your final as Wauwatosa West escapes with a win. And can you hear me okay in there, Tim?
Yep.
All right, we'll get you all set here. Tim, I tell you what, it goes down as a loss and a tough one, I know. But your group showed about as much heart and grit and determination as I've maybe ever seen out of this group. It's maybe kind of silly to say it or tough to say it after a loss like this, but you were tremendous. I mean, you battled in everything. You laid it all on the court, and as tough as it is to see the season, I thought you battled just tremendously.
Yeah, we did. It's exactly it's who we are, and to a T. We battle. I mean, we were. It didn't look good for a while. We battled back. We made that run in the second half there near the end. We didn't roll over. We stayed with it. Just the heart of this group is just special, and it's a tough one to handle because, I mean, we played so well and battled our tails off so much that I couldn't be prouder of our guys.
Defensively, you employed that 1-3-1, and it was working wonders for you. I thought you were forcing turnovers. You were forcing them to go to the outside and shoot threes, which really I don't think is their usual identity. I mean, and it was working. I thought that really was a big key in this game for your defense to employ that 1-3-1. It seemed to cause some fits for them.
Well, ironically, it's a much different 1-3-1 than we normally run, and it came out of the brain of Mike Call this morning when we were in our coaches meeting before we went through some things. So we made some adjustments to how we do some things there, and yeah, I mean, it's a team that's averaging 75 a game. I think it was 56. Kai had 6. 6'11", high major Division I kid against a bunch of 6'2" guys and lower, and we held them to 6. As you said, it shows the heart of our guys. It's again, we threw in that wrinkle this morning in shoot around, and it's just what our guys do. They responded, and and that's a great thing that I love about my staff. Like, they're not afraid to throw ideas out there. We stretched out a little bit further on the perimeters. Coach Younger made that call, and then we made the changes on the interior with Coach Call made that one, and everybody just puts in there. They study, they do what they're supposed to do. They throw their ideas out there, and we run with it. And I just really proud of my staff putting it together, and proud of our guys to execute the game plan as well as we did.
Well, your backcourt in 2 playoff games the last 2 nights, Tim, was tremendous. And we talked a little bit about it with JT going for 26 last night. EJ had 23, and tonight they turn around 17 and 13. Offensively, I don't know what more you could have asked out of them because they were just phenomenal in 2 playoff games.
We, when you talk about, talking to some people that have played them before, it's their length on the defensive side is, it's stunning when you get out there. And we try to prep our guys as much as we could, and it makes it tough to get inside, obviously. And we got to the basket a little bit there, but our guards were really good. We had a little trouble late with a couple turnovers, but other than that, we took care of the ball, against their pressure really well. It got hectic a lot of times, because of what they're doing defensively, but we didn't panic, and we still got good shots. And JT and EJ are a big factor in that, but Parker Stobie, Stobes is like an under the radar guy, and he's been so banged up all year, and he's just out there, just being a gamer for us and battling, and he gets dinged up again there. And Parker Blank's been great all year. Guards have been fantastic, and we didn't turn the ball over much against that team, and it was one of the keys because we knew we were going to get out rebounded and have a chance to have some tough shots, and we took care of the basketball pretty well.
You got to the rim a little more than I thought you might in this game, especially with the size and everything we talked about, and that impressed me. I mean, it was guys were being aggressive and no fear, and you were able to get inside. It wasn't all. I mean, I'm sure in a game like this you don't want to chuck up 55 threes because unless you're really hot, it might be a long night. And you guys were able to get inside.
We were, and it was one of the things at halftime that as a staff we talked about. We thought we could get lane line drives a little bit more, and we did. And we were able to get in there, and they blocked a couple shots in there obviously and did some things well, but we did a good job of getting in there, and I think it freed some other things up for us. Helped us get in that little quick run we had to start the second half because we were attacking that a little bit better than we had in the past, and it's hard. It's athletic 6'11" guy flying around, and a couple other 6'5" guys, and but our guys responded. They did a great job, and we just I couldn't be prouder of our guys. I know the scoreboard ended up what we wanted, but we were really good tonight and just about everything we could do.
What'd you tell the guys? Anything you can share that you told them after the game?
Well, we haven't talked yet.
Okay.
And we will obviously. I'm going to let them enjoy family and things like that for a little bit, and then we'll talk, and then it'll be tough because our senior kids are so special to me. That's really tough. I'm gonna have a tough time talking about it.
I was going to ask you about that, and I know that it's emotional for you, and I get it. Yeah.
And they've been there for 4 years, and we've relied on them for so much. The growth that they've shown and what they've shown to our program has been spectacular, and and they're just great kids, and they've led our younger guys. They've shown them the way. Our younger guys have responded to it, and that'll be tough. But what I told them in the locker room beforehand was there wasn't a lot of people that expected us to win this one because of the size. I mean, you had a guy out there saying we weren't going to be able to match up, and I get that. I totally understand that. You look at the people and you look at who it is, and I get it. But that's kind of what this MO has been all year. We've talked about it a lot. Pick sixth in one thing, pick seventh in conference in another thing, and our guys have responded to have answered every question along the way. And this is another one they had to answer tonight. And those are the things I'm most proud of, is just our toughness, our mental toughness, and the way we handle adversity.
Your senior leadership has been so good this year, as we've talked about at length. And not only have they been just tremendous in what they've done for this program, but they've been great role models for your younger players. And you got to feel really good about where those younger players are going to be come next year and beyond because they were able to play with these great seniors.
Yeah, and that's the hope, is that they learned so much from them throughout this year and for throughout the years they were with us. And and that's, obviously they're 3 tremendous players and 3 great kids, but our biggest thing we're going to miss is their leadership, and that's going to be a really, really, really huge hole to fill for us.
No doubt about it. Obviously tough to say goodbye to Jack Jens and JT Call and Cameron Mendoza. I've had a blast watching them not only this year but in past years. And I know, we talk about it all the time. The finality of this time of year can be tough. But I tell you what, those three guys left their mark definitely. They have a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, for sure. This is a year we're going to remember for a long time. Between Cameron's just a defensive stud. I mean, he just is. I mean, he gets the toughest matchup he could possibly have tonight, and it's just phenomenal in it. He just Jack's just his work ethic on both ends of the floor and his leadership and his coachability and all those things. And then JT might have put the best season I've ever had in 16 years together. He in just rough estimates, but for a season, he ends up, I think he's 5th all time in a season in scoring. He's in the top 10 in assists. He's in the top 10 in rebounds. He's our all-time leader in steals and our all-time leader in deflections in a season all through this year. We have never had a guy do that much for us. He just is such a tremendous player, and all three guys have been, like I said, obviously I'm rambling a little bit, but I just can't say enough about them. I'm just so proud of those three.
You finish 18-8, not bad for a team that was picked 6th in the Badger Large. You exceeded expectations and then some. Congratulations on a great season. I know it's a tough moment here for you, but Tim, you're a class act. You run a great program. You've got a wonderful staff. You've got some tremendous selfless players, and it's been another fun year. I've had the honor and privilege to call your team's games for a long time, and this was a very, very enjoyable year for me personally, and I can't thank you enough for all you do for me.
Yeah, thank you guys and everything you do, Mike, and Daily Dodge and ESPN Beaver Dam, and I can't thank you guys enough. You bring the guys to the TV, and we get more. Our guys are more seen now than ever, and I can't thank you guys enough for everything you do.
Well, you're a class act, as I said. Thank you. And, Tim, thanks for coming up here. I'll let you go bet down with the team here. I know you want to get with them, and appreciate all you do, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Tim Ladron, head coach of Beaver Dam, joining us here on the postgame show. Again, Beaver Dam falling tonight in a thriller. It was 56-52, your final. Wauwatosa West, a winner over the Golden Beavers. And we're going to bring Corey Sparks back in here as we start to wrap things up here. We'll get Corey's headset back on. And Tim Ladron, very emotional. And, it just shows you how much he cares about his players and in this program. And I don't know if you could hear it from where you were off to the side there, Corey. But, he's a class act. I mentioned it. And I tell you what, runs a great program. This is a season that exceeded expectations for sure, and they'll be talking about this for a while.
It goes without saying how much the players care about Tim and how much he cares about them and how much of a family atmosphere that they've built. And you talk about them blowing expectations out of the water. There's a lot to be excited for in the future seasons. We do have a final score. Pewaukee took down Milwaukee Lutheran 85-66. So it'll be Pewaukee and Wauwatosa West right here in this gym.
Yeah, it's going to be here on Thursday night. So I tell you what, if you've got nothing to do on Thursday night, folks, come on over here and watch some very entertaining basketball as Pewaukee is going to take on this Tosa West team right here in this gym on Thursday at 7 p.m.
That'll be the Sweet 16 of Division II, if you will. But, yeah, what a game. Obviously, very understandable that Coach Ladron's emotional. Imagine, what happens in another universe if they win this and they move on and they take another step after – I was just talking to Wade about this. If you look up and down the roster and you look at the stature of each of these teams and you ask a random spectator, what would you expect the score to be? You would not say 56-52 and it coming down to the last couple possessions. So the defense, the heart, whatever you want to call it, they really slugged their way to a close matchup today, and it just sometimes you come up one or two plays short.
Yep, that's it. We want to run down scoring here?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'll take care of it if you want. That's fine.
Yep.
So for Wauwatosa West, as they improved to 18-8, they were paced in this one by Jake Hansen. He averages 17.2 a game. There's a reason for that. He scored 17 tonight, and he leads the Trojans in scoring. Also in double figures, Jalen Brown had 13, including one from behind the arc, and it was Tyler Basil in double figures as he had a dozen tonight, 6 in the first half, 6 in the second half. It was Kai Rogers. How about this? Again, I'm shaking my head because Kai Rogers, the heavily recruited junior with Division I offers up and down the West Coast, the East Coast, the Midwest, he averages 20 a game. They held him to 6.
It's a season low.
That's a season low. So they held him to 6. Kai Rogers with 6 tonight, 4 for Matt Klosky, and then rounding out scoring 2 points for Moses Long, another 2 for Braden Parker. On the Beaver Dam side of the ledger, JT Call, 17 points in this, his final prep game. He had three three-pointers along the way. And E.J. Salatel, tremendous. He had 3 from behind the arc and 13 points total tonight. 9 points for Parker Stobie. He had a trio of triples. 6 points for Jack Jens, all coming in the second half. Cameron Mendoza with 5, all in the first half tonight. And Parker Blank with 2 to round out the scoring for the Golden Beavers as they wrap up with a record of 18-8. And again, we say so long to those 3 seniors, Cameron Mendoza, JT Call, and Jack Jens. We wish them well in their future endeavors.
And look no further than their last game in this slugfest. If you want to ask about what type of legacy those 3 left on this program, they left it all out on the hardwood tonight, gave it their all, and put forth a phenomenal effort.
Absolutely. This was about as good as it gets. Tough day for Beaver Dam basketball, but you know what? It was a fun day. We had the girls in that sectional final earlier today. Again, congratulations to Braden Wendt and the Beaver Dam girls basketball team on an outstanding season and a trip to the sectional final. They just ran into a really, really good Pewaukee team. And Beaver Dam tonight, what can you say about the boys that we haven't already said? And that is they showed tremendous heart, came up just a little bit short.
Yeah, valiant effort from everybody involved. We do want to give one final thank you to our presenting video sponsors. That's going to be Hometown Glass and Improvement, Columbus Family Dental, and the Beaver Dam Unified School District. High school sports on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam are also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings, Klodowski Real Estate, Slumberland, Silica for your home, Summit Ford, Beaver Dam Tire and Service, and Mayville Tire and Service, Surefire, Richards Insurance, Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Park Village Shopping Center, Preferred Dental Partners, Jerry's Automotive, Air Care, Napleton GM Beaver Dam, and White Construction. Mike, it's been a pleasure.
It has been my pleasure as well. And if you allow me just a second here, just on a personal note for me, this is wrapping up 27 straight years for me here in Beaver Dam, announcing games on, not only Daily Dodge TV, but 1430 and also 95.3 over the years. It's been an honor, and I've enjoyed every second of it. I've really enjoyed interacting with all these fans via emails during the broadcast here in the gyms. So many kind words and friendships have been made, and it means a lot to me. I want to thank the coaches and all they do for us here at the station. And, thanks to you and Wade and everybody back at the station. Aiden here, our videographer, engineer, Ninja, the Wilski family, everybody that works to make these games possible. Really, really appreciate all you do, and thanks for 27 great years.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Thank you for making year one of mine in Beaver Dam so far memorable. I'm only 6 months in, and it's thanks to people like you and Wade and Aiden and everybody here involved that I feel like I'm already kind of part of the family. So thank you, Mike, and thank you for being a guiding light in the broadcasting world here in southeastern Wisconsin. You've already taught me a lot, and we've only had a few encounters.
We've only had a few, I know, that's it. Oh, and one more thank you. I would be remiss if I didn't thank my wife, who puts up with me being gone a lot from, basically from late August through early March.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it without her support. And thanks, Amy. Love you.
Yeah, long day today, right?
That's
but
right.
It's got a bow on top, bittersweet feeling. So final score, once again, Tosa West 56-52 for Jack Wilski, Aiden Voigt, Mike Tronson. I'm Corey Sparks. Everybody have a wonderful night. This has been another production on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
Hey, it's Stacy with Slumberland, Beaver Dam in Watertown. Stop in and see everything that our store has to offer. We built it just for you. We have mattresses, box springs, power bases, bedroom sets, furniture, living room sets, dining sets, everything that you would need to complete your entire home. We've got our interest-free financing and a really great local staff here to help you. So you've got all local people here to help you out from start to finish for anything that you would need. So stop in, shop local, and save big with us.
At Summit Ford Beaver Dam. We are committed to serving the customers in our community, to bringing you into our dealership and making the buying process easy, fun, stress-free, and memorable. Thank you for choosing us and voting us Dodge County's best place to buy a new or used vehicle. Stop in today for a test drive and to see how we can help you find the car of your dreams. Summit Ford Beaver Dam.
The comfort in your home is too important to trust to just anyone. With over 75 years in the industry, Surefire Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to bring our community the heating and cooling services you deserve. Expect nothing short of excellence in service, installation, and 24/7 emergency service. As a premier Lennox dealer, we carry the best in equipment to bring you and your home peace of mind. Schedule your annual maintenance or claim your free in-home estimate today, 920-485-4883. Surefire, keeping what's important comfortable since 1947.
You're watching the Daily Dodge.